Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is G. You're watching Allastrology, and you are in the star room. It is Saturday night, and it is June 21st. Just got done burning my sage. Now I gotta light up some cedar. See what's gonna come through, and there we go. All right. See who shows up tonight in the star room. I got a couple of charts information that people sent me, so we'll see if people make it tonight. So before I go any further, just so that I remember, we're here every Saturday doing this. We look at charts. If you're here, I haven't clicked on the chat to see who's here, but for anybody that's here, if you want your chart looked at, you have to get your digits to me. I prefer to have them 24 hours in advance. I don't like to spend time creating the chart while we got people waiting and waiting and waiting. So if I have your stuff, your digits, birth time, birth date, birth city, birth state, if I have that information ahead of time, I can have your chart all drawn up and ready to go. And you got to make sure that I know who you are when you come to the chat. People give me names, and there's all these different names. So we got to kind of make it work. If you show up in the chat with one name, and that's the name you gave me in the email, right? That way I know. But if you have different names, then I can't match it. Slows everything down. And God knows, with astrology, yeah, there's charts to look at, to read. It takes time. It's a little bit more, it's time consuming. So, with that said, one more piece of astrology, all astrology business, is that the last Saturday of every month, we do a private lives. It's the same setup. It's the same thing. It's just not on YouTube. It's private. It is limited space available. Next week's for June is full. And so if you want to get in, send me an email. Email address is right below this video, and you can see, just communicate with me. I'll give you the details. All right. Find out how you're going to get in on the private lives. And with that said, we're now going to move on and see what's going on. Let me see who's all here. We go in order, first come, first serve. So it's important to, if you're here, to put something in the chat, especially if you want to have your chart looked at, you got to show up in the chat because that's how we know. All right, let me get there. We might have a slow night because there's enough action and crap going on elsewhere. If it gets slow, we do paranormal, ghost stories, whatnot. I do have a follow-up. I was going to do the follow-up last week, the beginning of spiritualism in America, which is mediumship and connecting to the other side and bringing in messages. I must have started it, I don't know how many lives ago, when we started talking about it one Saturday night. And I was just going by memory, and it'd been so long. Anyway, I got some interesting info to kind of fill in a lot of the blanks and to clarify things. And I find it fascinating. So let's see who is all here and whose chart are we reading. Let me get my stuff situated real quick. Taffy was in here a minute ago. And all right, let me just go like that. Okay, got that down. And let's see what's going on here. Oh, we got a list. Lou's on it. Thank you, Lou. We got a list already. Wow. There's a couple names here I haven't seen in a little bit. Some names I don't recognize at all, which is fine. Say hello. Let us know where you're watching from. And again, I read charts. Birth time, birth date, birth city, birth state. Yes. All right, Teamwork One, how you doing? Melly Martinez, how are you doing? Where are you watching from? Cassie, what's going on, Cassie? It's been a minute. Hope everyone is okay. Well, we are all doing the same, right? Just trying to make it through another day. Uranus's action. Yep. Last degree in Taurus. Yep. Doesn't mess around, right? Not at all. What is that? Astronomy Vades? Is that what that says? What a ride, right? 1963 here, June 19th. What a ride. I think we should check the USA chart. Yeah, I'm still checking. There's two charts. There's two charts. And so I'm still like, which one is accurate? Which one is, for a few years, I always looked at the one chart with the original birthday, July 4th, July 4th, 1776. I almost said 1976. And in the past couple of years, it's hasn't made a whole lot of sense. But then there's a second chart that I've looked at, and whoa, like, yeah, I was shocked when I looked at this other chart. I was like, damn, like there's a lot of things that are getting triggered here, and so really interesting. All right. So, we got Cassie. Okay. Okay. Lou says Teamwork One. All right. Let me see this list that Lou's got here. Thank you for doing this, Lou. I appreciate it very much. Teamwork One, Melly Martinez. Okay. So we do have a list. It's a small one. If you're not going to go, if you're not taking your turn, if I don't have all your digits, please put pass. Come back the following Saturday, but next Saturday will be private. So the following Saturday. And let me see here. Okay, so Melly Martinez, if I have your digits, I don't recognize that name. And if I don't have your digits, we're going to the next person in line. Cassie, I know I have your digits. Astronomy Vades, I don't recognize that name, but if some people, show up with a different Gmail account, so, the chart I have written up may have a different name. So you just got to let me know if that's the case. Otherwise, I'm moving on. Lou says she's passing. Lou's asking, is anyone else passing tonight? Please let me know. Yeah, that would help. I appreciate it. It helps the list to move on. It helps the chat move fast. Again, it might be another, last Saturday ended up being kind of busy, didn't it? Yeah, it did. Tonight's a little bit different, right? Yeah. Tonight's a little bit different. Yeah. All right. Teamwork, Lou S. Magically Intuitive is saying good night to everyone. Yeah, Magically is saying, can you add me to the list? Oh, Magically, maybe you were saying good evening to everyone. The good night makes it sound like you're saying goodbye. Maybe that, yeah. You threw me for a loop there. And then you have, can you add me to the list? So Magically wants to be added on that list. Yeah, sometimes these lists goes fast. Like Teamwork is passing. Teamwork's passing. Astronomy Vades, I don't have digits for. Melly Martinez, I don't have digits for. What's passing? I never got a chance to interact with the live. Oh, well, if you're here, Melly Martinez, which you are, your interaction with the live, well, you're doing good. I look at charts, so I would need if you want me to look at your chart, just put your digits in there. If I'm not looking at your chart, then you say pass. You follow? Although sometimes some people want to come on the live, and I give people the link and they'll spend their time talking about whatever astrology related, of course. Like, yes, astrology related. Yeah, birth time, birth date, birth city, birth state, province, depends on where you were born, what country. Awesome Ellis. Whoa, awesome Ellis. I haven't seen you in a minute. Hope you're doing well. Cassie, how have you been? You still working your buns off? All right, Lou's got a. All right, Teamwork's passing. Cassie passing. All right, astronomy. Yeah. All right. So let me put it like this then. Okay, magically intuitive. I know I got your digits. I got your digits. Yeah. Um yeah, so for people's names on that list, if I don't have all that info, right? All right. All right. So Lou's like, I made another list already. Sorry, Lou. We're making Lou type them fingers. All right. Well, that would mean that Melly Martinez is next, but I don't have digits for that name. Cassie's passing, that would be number 3. Number 4, astronomy Vades. I don't have your digits. Lewis is passing, magically intuitive. Looks like you're up, magically intuitive. So for anybody's name that I kind of just coasted across, you have time to get your digits to me. You can send them to the email down below. If you don't have your stuff, come back another time when you have it, or you can just hang out and talk astrology with us. That's what we do. So magically intuitive, what are we checking out tonight? Wow. Good night means hello in my country. Wow, really? I get what you're saying. Maybe, okay. Kind of like good morning, good evening. Yeah, we're weird like that here. Yeah. Good evening means like hello in the evening time. But when we say good night, yeah, it's more like, all right, good night, everyone. Gotta go. One of those. All right. All righty. So, anything coming up, anything really, anything. So, all right, magically intuitive. Um, Let me go get your chart real quick here. I don't know if. Let me copy this link. If you want the link, grab it, but it's only for the person whose turn is next. And so this would be for, as of right now, magically intuitive. So, magically intuitive, if you want that link, grab it. It gives you the ability to talk to me. Because I don't bounce back and forth between a chart and a chat. Once I look at the chart, I look at it, and when I'm done looking at it, then I move on to the next person. However, if you've grabbed the link, yeah. Yeah, don't worry about it. Well, you can type, but I'm letting you know I won't be reading it until I'm done reading your chart, and then that's that. It's too much back and forth. I can't do it. Yep. It's too much. So I will. Oh, I totally understand. Yeah, I completely understand. All right, let me go find your chart real quick here and let's see what's what for you. Let me get this on here. Yeah, I see the email that you sent me too, which was good because you gave me, well, you gave me another name, but what's perfect is that your chart and your digits match the name that showed up in the chat. Yeah, no problem. All right, so let me go find you one last time, right? How many times can I say it? All righty, magically. I know you're here. You know what? I actually had multiple charts for you because, yeah, I guess I couldn't find it once before or something. I don't know. I was like, what's going on there? All right, so magically intuitive. Let me get this on here for you. All righty. Let's see if I can go small and get that to go big. I don't know if that worked, but here we are. Anything coming up for Magically Intuitive? Well, you got a lot of stuff. The Cancer is pretty much lit up, right? We got Cancer in the second and in the third. Sun just entered. So it's interesting. You have a part of fortune at 2 degrees in Cancer right there. Normally, that's supposed to be beneficial. Like sometimes somebody will gift you something, a gift, money, something beneficial will occur. That's yours in Cancer, family, mom energy, home, literally, like where I live, but emotional security. And the shy stuff, I mean, yeah, right? Cancer in the second, Cancer in the third, really sensitive energy. And the third house is, speaking energy, my mind and my thoughts, but speaking. So being very, probably very sensitive and self-conscious about how one may sound. So do you find that you do better? Let me go find your natal Mercury. Yeah, okay, you definitely would. Well, I think we talked about this last week, though. You've got that retrograde Mercury in your chart. Yeah. So sometimes, I mean, you have a Mercury in Gemini, really strong. It's where it belongs, right? It's at home there. Writing. So they might have a love for learning and communication, but you might find that you express better through writing because in writing you can edit, right? Yeah. You can edit, you can reread it, you can fix the typos or whatnot and just like make changes. And there's a little bit of a barrier there where we're not on the spot speaking. What is kind of cool is I see you have Isis. 3 degrees Isis is on your sun. Isis kind of represents like a healing of the past and those old wounds. And it's on your sun. So it's you and how you stand out and how you shine, how you communicate and radiate. Yeah. Isis can rebuild. The story of Isis is a woman who brings her dead husband back to life. It's an Egyptian myth and quite powerful energy. But there's a lot of, there's possibly some trauma, some past trauma too, which is kind of fascinating too for me. We're looking at your chart with a Mercury retrograding and having a 3-degree sun at a Mercury degree. So social media, learning are going to be really pretty prominent in your life. But I would think writing too. And right now, Pluto's a retrograde. So you have Pluto in your 9th house. Pluto, where's your sun? What degree? What day is this? Yeah. Okay. I'm just making sure that this is right. All right. So Pluto was trining your sun. Makes me wonder if that's when you first came here. Might have been. Or when Pluto was getting, because I think Pluto's retrograde began right there at 343. Wow. All right. You just had a Mars return. Did I already talk about that? So it starts a new 2-year cycle for you. It's going to have to do with how you create, how you express, how you radiate within the home. Yeah. You're probably very lively, entertaining, colorful, and very creative in the home. And being creative is going to give you some emotional security. So hopefully you're using your creativity. You have Mars in Leo in the 4th house, meaning you can channel your emotions into creative, however you use your creative energy. Yeah, you've got Venus at 10. Okay, Venus at 10, more creative energy, but it can use it to build something because it's tangible. This is all sounding really familiar to me. I must have said all of this already to you, I'm sure, because I'm reading this and a lot of the same things are coming up. Hope you're doing something with your creativity. We'll leave it at that. But so what I am finding fascinating with your chart, and you said, well, tell me whatever. like whatever's current. You just had a Venus return. You just had a Mercury return. I mean, not today, but you had a Mercury return a month ago. You have a Mars return. So you're doing a lot of, like, there's a new cycle beginning for you, but multiple new cycles. Venus is our love language, how I love, who I love, Venus energy. Since I'm looking at the location of your Venus means that in matters of values, desires, and love, typically, I know this is hard to talk about it or to understand because your Venus is hidden in the 12th. So that means there's some subconscious stuff going on with love and desires. But if there were any wounds connected to relationships and love, um, that Venus, that particular Venus that you have, because of her position, also because she's at 10 degrees, that's a Saturn degree, which creates a lot of fear and restrictions. Um, it's almost as though you need to, and I don't really like to say need, but it's as though you're going to find ways to step out of the comfort zone. You even mentioned shy earlier. But the Venus being hidden in the 12th and restricted, she holds on to her past wounds, especially in matters of love. Some Venuses, there's like two kinds of Venus. One where there can be an injury with a past love, whatever, right? Everybody goes through stuff. But this particular kind of Venus in your chart, she doesn't forget. She almost, I don't want to say holds grudges, but she holds on to those past hurts. And there's something new for you to learn from that, which is trying to first of all see that that's how it operates for you, and to kind of push yourself beyond. Okay. Now that's a lot of deep psychology too, and that's where that Scorpio energy comes in at the opposite side of your chart. A lot of deep psychology, and dealing with the trauma in the past and the history. Yeah. So you have a lot of new stuff that's starting for you. I would imagine you're feeling it. And here's the biggie connected to this. You have Chiron in your 5th house. This is the house of romance, fun, creativity, and children, taking a risk. See, so there's a little bit of, ooh, can I take a risk? The South Node is here touching your Chiron, and the South Node helps us release. It is kind of like a superpower, but because you have a wound here, and it's an old wound, it's at 20 degrees. That's Pluto and Scorpio energy. That's bonded energy, intimate energy. This is taxes, death, insurance, inheritances, but it's what I call old money, blood money, deeply energetically bonded energy, and soul history, soul memory. There's a healing with the Chiron, and that South Node should help you hopefully release some of that. So whether it's in regards to children and creating, regards to romance, romantic, having a good time. If that, if this resonates for you, then this is a timeline, right? It's between now. The node moves kind of fast. So I'm going to tell you, I think it's a couple weeks, but let me move it up a couple weeks for you just to make sure. And then we're going to end that one right there. Yeah. So we're looking at between now and July, the beginning of July. By July 5th, this node is starting to actually pull away from your wound, from that Chiron energy. And I'm looking at the angle. Yeah. And what's going to happen is then it'll start angling your Mercury. So your thoughts and the way you communicate. Yeah. And so it's a time where you can internalize, because you have that retrograding Mercury, and kind of learn to put words possibly to some of that history and some of the wounds and some of the stuff from the past. All right. I hope that helps. That's just kind of what jumped out. And maybe the Venus and the additional information with the Venus can help you out. Can help you move forward in some ways. The subconscious stuff is hard. And you've got that loaded 12th. So, yeah, the subconscious stuff is tricky. Okay. I know. Let's see. Where are we at? Do we have, I know we got a list, but let me see if I can click on that and get this going. All right. So, passing magically intuitive, awesome Alice, Kiki. Yeah, if you haven't been here before, you got to get your digits to me. I look at a chart, which means need all your birth digits, the complete stuff, right? Birth time, birth date, birth city, birth state, or province, or wherever you're born. I would need all that information to create a chart. We're here every Saturday, except the last Saturday of every month. We do a private lives. If you want to get in on a private lives, it is a more intimate private group. It's not on YouTube. Go to the email down below so that you can get the details for me to find out to be part of the private lives. Next Saturday's private lives is already full. All righty. So according to this list, it says that Awesome Alice is next. And I think Awesome Alice is sitting there in the green room. She did not mess around. She's like, bam, I'm in on this. All right, let me go find Awesome Alice. I haven't talked to her in a minute. Let's see if she's ready. You ready, Awesome Alice? Yeah, let's get her in here. Hello, hello.
Hi,
How are you doing?
I'm good, and you?
I am good. I don't think we've had you on the actual live stream before, right? This is a
No,
first?
normally I wouldn't do this.
Oh, well, yeah, I understand that. I said the same thing right before I started this channel. I'm like, I would never do this. Look, oh well, shit happens. So, how have you been? Are we checking out your chart? It's been a long time.
Yes, now I've done some deep delving in human design and gene keys and everything else.
So,
So
you've been
yeah,
keeping yourself busy.
yes.
Yeah, normally when you come in, if I remember correctly, you would be like, "We've got power, now we don't have power." You guys go through those,
So
right?
now for the last year we didn't have any load shedding or anything. It's going good now.
So you have power consistently
Yes,
now?
yes.
Oh,
No
really?
interruptions. Yes,
Oh, nice. Oh, well,
yes.
that's good news.
For the last
So
year.
what are we checking out for you? What do you want me to look at?
My career. What is happening there in my career
Oh,
sector?
oh. You know what? I remember parts of your chart. Let me pull it up here real quick. Let me see. Where the heck are you? Awesome Alice. It should be right here at the end of the A's. Let's get it up here. Um, there it is. I'm like, I know you're here because I've seen it. All right, let's get this on the screen and see what we can check out. Give me 1 second. Okay. So there we go. We've got your chart and let's see what's going on. She said, "Where's the career thing?" Yeah, you had like all that Gemini energy. Yeah, Gemini 19 degrees. Okay, right on your second house cusp line, Mars at 26. Yeah, communications, right? And sales and stuff was your thing. You got Venus and Mars trining. Wow, right. Venus at the midheaven. It's been a minute since I've looked at your chart. Okay. So let me go find your natal Saturn. Alrighty. Is that right? In Cancer?
Cancer.
Okay. 26 natal Saturn. Okay, in Cancer, retrograding Saturn. Well, you know that we got the Saturn up in the sky in Aries at 1 degrees. And look where the Chiron is in Aries, 26 degrees in Aries. You see that?
Yes, I also have Chiron conjunct Chiron at the moment. I'm
Oh,
almost
that's on your
50.
Jupiter. Oh,
Yes.
Chiron's on your Jupiter. Oh.
Lots of healing there.
Um, oh, interesting. Okay. So Jupiter would normally square your Saturn, and Jupiter being your greater benefic, but now Chiron's on top of your Jupiter. Oh, and your natal Chiron is conjunct. Wow, Chiron's really, is it doing a number on you?
Yes, I had a profound spiritual awakening.
Oh, well, that's good.
A week back, it ended.
Well, hopefully it was in a gentle way. You know, sometimes people get those in some really wicked, wild ways when they happen.
Yeah, my pet passed away on the 30th of May,
Oh,
and that
no.
opened everything up, that grief.
Oh, really? Man, all the wounds from the past. And it's tricky because I think that's a 12th house Chiron, which means there was a lot hidden.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so it activated, it triggered it. All right. And now we can see why restrictive Saturn, a retrograding restrictive Saturn, was squaring your Chiron. Okay. All right, so let's move along here. I'm looking at Saturn because that's career normally. And Saturn now in Aries, this is your 11th house. Yeah, you don't have anything at those lower degrees. Let me see what you got over here in your fire over here. Okay, not a lot there. We got Capricorn in the 8th. All righty. You have the South Node trining your 9th house cusp line. Hold on a minute. This is in the future a little bit. Oh, I still had the chart on July 5th. My bad. I was like, wait a minute. Some of these things are a little out of whack here, but it's still valid. The node's at 22. You have your Capricorn energy, your work, your career is 20 degrees on your 9th house cusp line. Oh, you have vertex there. Oh,
Yes,
Lord. No wonder you know about vertex. Okay. You were the one who turned me on about vertex.
yes, yes.
Absolutely. You got it at 20 degrees. Holy crap. Okay. Well, that would also have been a trigger too. All right. Because it wasn't just the Chiron over there on your Chiron or on your Jupiter. Was this, did you say you're passed away when?
On the 30th of May, but I also had a soul recognition with someone else in
Oh, girl,
March,
you have this
which
with
was
so many people.
which was also no, this was something different.
Yeah.
This was something totally different, and it took me into the Akashic records.
Mm,
Um, yes, with this awakening that I had now, a massive soul stretching episode, but I made it.
okay. That sounds pretty wild. Sounds intense.
Yes, no, it was pretty intense.
So when the South Node gets the trigger right to that vertex energy, you know, it's a person, a place, an event, it's karmic stuff. The South Node's normally a release of some sort, but it can also bring in kind of our superpower, right? Like a history, a memory, something we're good at, something that's somehow familiar, and we are kind of surprised that we were able to make it through it, whatever. Because Virgo was our work, our daily routines, the health. So it's in your fourth house, home and family, but at the same time, training that career energy. So are you trying to change career? Are you trying to,
No,
um,
what actually happened, I left my work last year, November, because I was in a business partnership with someone else since
right?
last year, April. And what happened, he mismanaged all the projects, and now
Oh,
I'm sitting with a company that's got no finances, and I'm struggling to get the jobs done. And
yeah,
so
because
no monies is coming in at the moment.
yeah,
There's some
well, like I
blocks
said,
there.
that South Node training not only that 20-degree Capricorn ninth house, career, money, and the future, and what about it? You have the vertex there. So a lot of, yeah, faded energy. And your sun is a 20 degrees Pisces sun. You follow? So the node, the north node is on your sun at the same time, right? So you're definitely focused on career because your sun is in your 10th house, as is your Mercury, as is your Venus. And Pisces is changeable. It's like the actor where, oh, I got to put on a different outfit. I got to put on a
Chameleon.
different costume. I got to play a different role. And it's almost like that's probably what you're, yeah, like, okay, so what the hell am I doing? What role am I playing? The good news is that Pisces is flexible and so is Virgo energy. So in a way, that flexible energy can help you pivot, can help you kind of do what needs to be done so that you can have an income of some sort. So in terms of that, let me see here. What do you have? Okay, that's it. Well, here's some news, right? As the nodes go down in numbers, they're going to trine your moon. The north node's going to trine your moon. Your moon is in your second house of income and money. So that's a little bit of time away, though. That's not right away. You follow what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a little bit time. That's man. Let me see what we got here. Let me see. Are you going to get triggered at hopefully it's sooner. Hopefully it triggers sooner, like maybe even at this 19-degree thing.
Yeah, there
So
is
that's
money, but it's stuck for the last 2 months now. I almost lost my house the previous month.
yeah, not good. Well, you are going to have the Juno um because what's interesting in your chart, you have a lot of it's almost like you get pushed to the very edge and then somehow like something comes through for you
Yes.
because the way the positions of the planets are, I can see it. Like this Juno's at 16 here, but where's her moon? At 16. What I just mentioned and the south node. You see this? So it's like you're in a waiting period. Let me back
Yes.
this Juno up because the Juno's retrograding right now. See it retrograding at 17 there? Yeah. So it retrogrades back. It hits 16. It triggers your moon. It's going to probably start triggering it before then, though, because it's only 1 degree away. So hopefully it's getting that trigger. And then I'm sorry, the nodes come into play because they start getting the lower degrees. So, and then the sun becomes part of the story for you as well. Yeah. So that's the beginning of July. I know that's not
It's
probably what
around
you
the
want to
corner.
hear.
No, no, it's fun. It's around the corner. I've been waiting patiently for very long now.
Yeah. I mean, it's more time that you got to wait, but more things will be lining up then for you. You've got a lot,
Yes.
and it includes your moon in your second house. Not to mention you've got Jupiter going through your second house. I know you've been waiting on that. I know you're just like, where's the good stuff coming from? Um, because you have a Uranus over here at 6 degrees in water. You see that? You have
Okay.
Uranus at 6 degrees in Scorpio. So what that's telling me is Jupiter's sitting here at 2 right now, but as time goes on, right? As time goes on, it's going to trigger this Uranus too. You have a lot of things that are going to get triggered.
It's already
And
happening.
the income is the second house. The sixth house is work, literally, and you have water in your 10th house. Hopefully you hear something this week though. I mean, because this Jupiter at 2, hopefully have you been in communication or interviews because it's been trining your Mercury at least.
No, I've got this business that I need to save. It's millions of rands that's at stake, yeah.
So, is it bringing you an income?
There is progress payments that needs to come our way. But we're still busy with the costing and everything, how we're going forward because the business partner that I had was mismanaging all the projects. So
Right.
there's lots of money that went missing.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good. That doesn't sound good. That sounds like yeah, like it's time to shift gears. I
Yes.
mean, I understand the appeal of, working for self or in a business partnership totally. But when mismanagement of the other partner, yeah, That that's kind of scary. So yeah, we're gonna stick to the original timeline. You got to wait for this Jupiter to move through, and so I would say the beginning of July, you're gonna start hearing something because there's Jupiter at 4 degrees, almost 5 degrees right at the beginning, which means it's already going to be triggering this Uranus energy for you, and the node's right on top of your sun at that time, which means you're recognized, you're acknowledged, you have an idea about where your future is headed and the career, or at least something a little bit more optimistic than where you're at right now. Um, so yeah.
Yes,
Uh,
I'm not sure. I need to finish this project, and I'm called more spiritually, and I don't know how that's going
Oh yeah, well,
to happen.
yeah. Yeah, well, join the club. I mean, that's hard. It's
Spiritual
hard.
calling.
I know it's hard. It's very difficult. I mean, it's very difficult because, well, where's the money? We have to
Yes,
feed ourselves, we have to pay the bills, and that's the thing. So, I mean, you do have Uranus in Scorpio, you have the North Node in Scorpio. So what's going to happen eventually is as the node up in the sky goes further along, right? It's going to get lower in numbers, and it's going to trine your North Node there in Scorpio energy. So as that when that happens, that'll give you the ability, hopefully, maybe, to do some of the esoteric, the more spiritual kind of stuff for work, even if it means you have a regular gig, something that brings you a consistent income, but then start dabbling, I guess, in
something else.
whatever your calling is, whatever your spiritual, wherever that takes you. So because you have that North Node there, and I will add that North Node is at a Venus degree. So I would recommend to definitely give that a try. When the node comes through and lines up, give it a go and see how
Yes.
it works for you. See what comes of it. Give it a go.
Well, it's a calling that I have, so I'm gonna go
Yeah,
for it.
that's what I'm saying. It's a calling, so give it a go. Give it a try and see what happens, because with a North Node at the Venus degree, that's the money, that's the income. Now I know that can be desire and love and that as well, but there's something there for you to try. And because Juno will be retrograding again, yeah, it triggers your North Node as well. All right. So
Wonderful.
you can come back and let us know how how July treats you.
Yes, no, well, definitely.
And just, yeah, just keep your chin up. I know it's tough. It is tough.
Well, I've been doing it for a while, so
Yeah.
I'm still
Yeah.
smiling.
Well, I'm glad. That's good news. That's good to see. It's nice.
Thank you.
You are welcome. You take care.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. All righty. Let me see where we're at. Number 8 is Kiki. Kiki, I don't think I have your information. Let me go check my email. Some people might have sent an email. So we'll be creating charts. It looks like um okay, so I got a couple of emails here. Let's see what we're doing. Oh, someone born in Chicago. Look at that. All righty. So I've got, oh, my thing just disappeared on me. All right. So Melly, I got your email, and Kiki, I got yours. So you guys got your digits in here, I think. Hopefully the birth time and locations are here. All right. And then we got to see who's still here in the chat. Sometimes people send me stuff and they don't want to wait, so they leave, which is fine. To each his own. Um, where did I do? What did I do with that list? All right. So Kiki, I think this says you're next. Hi, I'm kind of sleepy, but this looked interesting. Kiki, are you still here? You have to put in the chat that you're still here, because I'm not going to create a chart for someone that's not here. Kiki, are you here? Let me know. You're welcome, awesome Alice, and let us know, because I really want to know. You had so much stuff in the water that's going to line up. I just, yeah, I want to hear like how that works out, and what did the planets What kind of opportunities do they present to you? For real. Gabriella said, I'm here. I see Gabriella's here. Well, that's good. I need your digits. I don't see Kiki answering. So who is the next person on the list? Going once, going twice. All righty. Nunya is number 9. Nunya, are you here? Nunya, I know I have your digits. We're going to move along. We're going to keep moving. Come on. Once, twice. Come on. Come on. Nunya is next. But is Nunya here? Nunya, are you here? We haven't heard from Nunya in a while. How's life going, Nunya? Is Nunya drawing momentum is after Nunya? Okay. Yeah, we're moving fast because people are either checking out, maybe their internet's crashing, who the hell knows, but we're just like we're going to glide right through. Nunya, going once, going twice. Oh, Nunya went to sleep. That's possible. All right, drawing momentum. Drawing momentum's like, yoo-hoo. Did you buy that lottery ticket, drawing momentum? All right, drawing momentum. I don't know if you want the link, but I see that you're here in the chat and it says that you're next. So let me. Oh, the car battery died. Don't you hate that? All right. Well, it says you're next, strong momentum. So there's the link if you want it. So much for that 29 degrees. Drawing momentum. That's right. She's the one who had that 29 degrees, and we were all like, you better go play the dang lottery. And she didn't. Oh, no way. Nunya. Nunya's here? Where? Oh, there's Nunya. I'm here. Oh, okay, my bad. Let me get Nunya's chart up here. All right. Well, Nunya, what am I looking at? How did I not see your name? Can't go on camera. I'm at work. Nunya's working. Well, what am I looking at, Nunya? What are you having me looking at? Oh, I pressed on Nunya and she is Moonfeather came on. Blessings to everyone. Well, blessings back to you as well. There you go, Nunya. Can't go on camera. Okay, so drawing momentum is after that. Drawing momentum's busy making chili. Not a problem. So what do you want me to check out? I have absolutely no desire to fit in. That's Nunya. I hear you on that. Man, do I hear you on that. God damn, that was my life mantra for sure. Seriously. It was just like yep. Let me find your chart, Nunya. Nunya's at work. And how are all those babies? I can't remember how many kids. She's got her own little tribe. All right, let me go find I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Here's the ends. Let's see. I'm looking and I'm like, where is this? I'm rolling, scrolling. Okay, come on now. NOV. Wow. Nunya. I recognize your name. Why don't I have your chart? Is there some other name it might be under? How can this be? Yeah, I don't have it. Wow, this is so strange. Yeah, Nanya, how come I don't have your maybe I'm confusing you with somebody else, but I just don't see it. And no, I don't see Nanya in here unless there was a different name it was under, but yeah, maybe I'm So Nanya, have we read your chart before? I know I have, but I don't have it here in my system for some really strange reason. Well, this is a big letdown, isn't it? Like what the hell? All right, so yeah, I can't do anything without a chart. I got to move on. So, can someone tell her I'm here waiting? So, Nanya has not been listening. Nanya, I've been talking to you this entire time. I know you're here waiting, and I'm telling you, I don't have your chart. I don't know how I don't have your chart, but I don't. So that means I would need your digits all over again. Unless it's under a different name, which is that's why I've been talking to you to say, do we have this chart for you under a different name? Because I don't see it here. Yeah, I don't see it. So, yeah, yeah, I can verify the email. I'll put it here in the chat. How about that? Then you can copy paste it. How about that? Make it easier for you. There you go. So, yep, you're welcome. Well, it's all lowercase. And Gabriella, I do see you in I do see your email, Gabriella. Nanya, I don't have your chart. So you got to resend your digits. So I'm going to go look at somebody else while you do that, but you're at work, so you probably won't be able to do that, but you can always send them for the next live stream. Oh, I see. It's a really big delay. I'm just getting an answer from Nanya now saying they are great. Okay. Well, it's going to be a minute before Nanya hears what I said. Okay. I don't know if this will help. But it's just weird. Yeah. Okay. So drawing momentum's making chili. So then we're going to Gabriella next. Yep. Gabriella, you're up next. I don't know if you wanted the link. Let me get the link for you. I probably should create your chart. Let me go find your. So wait a minute. Let me back up for a minute here. Did Kiki leave? Because Kiki, I had Kiki's birth digits. I got the email from Kiki. Is Kiki still here? Kiki would have been here first, but anyway, I'm not trying to mess with the order, but I had Kiki's. Oh, thank you. It's under Joanna. Yeah, I knew it had to be a different name. Well, let me get Gabriella going here real quick since now I'm all over the place apparently. Seriously. That's the way it's going to have to be. Right. Okay. And so, Gabriella, have you seen your chart before? Joanna, I can get to you right after this one. I don't know if you're going to still be here, but it shouldn't be too long. I only give a little bit of time to the charts. I look at all of your charts, but unless people have sent a gift to the channel, then those are the charts that I spend more time on. And so this, okay. November 7th, 1989. Oh, Lord, the software is trying to give me a hard time. All right. And we're in Newark. Okay, New Jersey. Let me edit this real quick. I don't know why your birth digits didn't hold. We got to put that in there one more time, November. Okay. Now let's try it this time. So, Gabriella, did you say you've seen your chart before? Are you a Leo rising? 13 degrees. Oh, a 5-degree Pisces moon. Scorpio sun conjunct Pluto, conjunct Mercury. Is this you? Holy shit. Wow, you got a lot at that 15 degrees, huh? You got some stuff in Cancer, the 12th house cuspine. Let me go and see if this is you before I start reading and looking at this chart. Um, so does that mean that this is your chart? Does it sound like you? Yeah, Nunya, I got you. I'm going to go. Yeah, I'll look at yours right after this, I guess. I'm not, yeah, I'm like all over the place. I am all over the damn place. All right. So let's see here. This is a Leo on the ascendant. And I don't know if you said if this makes sense, if this is your chart. I don't want to read a chart if it's not yours. So I'm looking for confirmation. You said you've studied your chart. So do you know that you are a 5-degree Pisces moon and that you're a 13-degree Leo rising? How about that? Either one of those match for you? Yes. Thank you. All right. Then I can kind of move on. And from there, I'm going to create this chart. Yeah, I've never seen your chart before, so I got to take a look at it. And all right, that's just great. I'm glad that you realized that you recognize this chart. And let me get this other one up real quick. All right, so look at all the Scorpio energy. Like, wow. Look at that. Holy moly. Pluto and the sun. Good God. Only Pluto can take you out, man. Yikes. Pluto, Mercury, and the sun. Woo! Uranus and Venus conjunct. Wow. Uranus and Venus conjunct in Cappy with the vertex right there, too. Wow. Wow. Really fascinating. So you even have Saturn and Neptune together. Like we have Saturn and Neptune together right now. And you have it at 9 and 10 degrees of Capricorn. Okay. Wow. All right. So there's that sensitive 5-degree Pisces moon. And this says that you have 5 degrees on your 8th house, cusp line, children, fun, joy, creativity, romance, trauma, sensitivities, extreme sensitivities to bonded energy, lots of history here, lots of karma, soul energy, tons of like just soul memory, a ton of stuff. You got Pisces in the house of Scorpio. So the past, yeah. And this is the moon, so mom energy, even mom. It's a mixture of mom and dad energy, actually. Here, kind of fascinating. But mom and like ancestry, and like 8th house is the occult. So the mysteries and the hidden. Pisces is spiritual, but it's within the ancestry. It's within the family, right? And then look at all this 13 and 14 and 15 and 16. That's a Venus degree, 12th house. You've got the Chiron there. You've got, oh, you have Jupiter in Cancer. Holy crap. You have an exalted Jupiter. You're going to have a Jupiter return this year. 10 degrees. That's not going to be that far off. Wow. Yeah. Holy crap. So you have Jupiter right now trining your Mars. Physical body. Man, Mars in Scorpio. Y'all see this? Mars and Pluto both in their rulership. Holy crap. This is not a person you want to meet down a dark alley unless they're on your team. Like, this is a person that, dang, this is intense. Some intense energy, man. Intense history. Intense, like there's trauma here too, because it's that 4th house and with the family. Yeah, trauma and tragedy and history. I don't know where you live now, but a lot of times there's just, yeah, there's lots of different ways these wounds can show up. Ancient civilizations and just the culture, the different sort of, yeah, it can be Asian, it can be Native American, it can be like, there can just be a lot of just a lot of family stuff. Cancer in the 12th. Wow. You also have Leo on the ascendant at 13 degrees. That's the Aries degree. That would be youthful, athletic, by appearance. By appearance. South node in Leo energy, so it makes your north node in Aquarius unique. Boss energy. You stand out from the crowd. Now, the partnership energy, your partner could be older or younger, but definitely there's like this, even like a Jupiter degree, somebody wiser and older, maybe somebody you look up to, maybe spiritual even, but different and unique is going to be a big deal. And a partner who's definitely going to want freedom's going to be important. A very unconventional partnership would be the Aquarius energy in the 7th house. Remember, that can be professional partnerships too. So you got Taurus at your midheaven. Woohoo, money. My income, making that dough. 3 degrees, 3 degrees. So 3 degrees can be the communicator, the salesperson, the talker. Taurus is money and values and banking, but the earth and food, big time. But 3 degrees is learning, teaching for sure. Um, even if it's in an unconventional sort of a teaching type of way, like training people possibly, but food and that Taurus and beauty. I keep hearing beauty. But you got like the builder energy here. Capricorn builds stuff. Yeah, it builds. Interesting. And there's your Venus. I already mentioned it earlier, but I forgot. So Venus and Uranus together, very unique. Got to be cautious with the Venus in the fifth house and Uranus. Ooh, fast love, different. Ooh, shiny. This can also be with children and creativity, and it doesn't have to just be all about romance. But when these things get triggered, your Uranus and your Venus energy, it can move like a lightning bolt, but then at the same time, it's in cautious Capricorn. So somebody older, even possibly. But there's something very different and unique. And remember, Uranus is a lightning bolt. So that's kind of that's an interesting. I'd say that having your Uranus and your Venus together in Capricorn like that, I think is a good thing, because having those two together can really create some interesting things for you. So here's the other thing you're probably going to want to know, and maybe you already know it. Venus is your greater benefic in your chart, and hers is next to, and I'm saying hers. Is this a male or female? I don't know. Oh, Gabriella. Okay, I assumed it was female. Um, it brings surprises and things that are sudden with your values and your money, but of course, desires as well. Sudden and fast and changing and different and new. Exciting is big. So having that Venus connected to that Uranus like that, wow. Oh, Gabriella grabbed the link. All right, let me quickly go to Gabriella on the link. I didn't see her here there. All right, let me do this. Hello, hello.
Hi, I'm in a dark alley. No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
That is hysterical.
Oh, you probably thought I
Every
was gonna say something different after that, dark alley. I just
no,
meant these are people
no.
you
I can
don't
see
mess
why you
with.
would. I can see why you would say that.
You understood?
Oh, I understood.
She's
And
like, "Yeah,
I've
I
almost
can
died
take care of
multiple
myself."
times. Yeah, and it ain't gonna happen.
This yep. She's like, "I call the shots, damn it."
No, I mean I'm definitely protected without a doubt.
I have no doubt. I saw your chart and I'm like, "Oh, damn, you don't mess with this person."
I'm like, I'll be fine. It's
Yeah.
scary while it's happening, but I'll be fine. I
Well,
just feel like God above is like, just figure it out. And I'm like, ah.
Well, you know what? What's interesting is you'll be fine because this Venus connected to this Uranus likes exciting. It's scary while it's happening, but I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Because it's definitely like this, little spicy kind of, you know, hey, different is good. Let's do something we've never done before, or, this isn't normal. Like, okay, I'll be fine. It'll work out. But you have, again, with the Pluto and the Sun, holy crap.
Hmm.
Wow. That is just that's wild. That's wild. So this is within the home though, and the emotions and with the
Hmm.
family. So is the family history there? Like, do you understand? Do you see the connections?
Oh yeah. My mother's a Scorpio and my grandmother's a Scorpio, and I held in. I was supposed to be born on Halloween, and my mom was like, "I'm not having a demon baby." I'm like, and I'm like, "Okay." Could have been born the day before, the day after. Nope. Held on, held on, held on. She's like, "All right, we got to induce her." so, so it worked
Wow.
out. That I ended up being smack in the middle of Scorpio season. And
Yeah.
we're all a matriarchy family. So a lot of them unfortunately raised their kids sort of on their own, which makes sense why you mentioned earlier, like the maternal and paternal like mix
Y-
earlier.
Yeah, because that 5 degrees where your moon is, that
Hmm.
number 5, think son. Well, that's dad.
Hmm.
So it's a mom who has possibly the dad role as well. Do you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
my
you
dad
mix
was
it.
deployed for the military, so
Oh,
he
there
was
you
away,
go.
you know.
Pisces makes a
Hmm.
lot of sense. Working, fighting for the government. Um,
Overseas. Yep. So yeah.
yeah, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Wow. And then of course, yeah, yeah, you even have freaking Mars in Scorpio. Oh my God.
Mhm. Nobody on
Wow.
Tuesdays are my best days. Like no one, no one
Did you
messes with
just
me on
say
Tuesdays.
Tuesdays are your best days?
Yep. And I realized it was ruled by Mars. I'm like, huh, not a coincidence. Saturdays seem to be fine too. Mondays are pretty calm because I'm a Cancer signature. But I was just
Uh,
like, my chart confuses me slightly because of what you mentioned. The Jupiter is retrograde, but it's opposing Saturn, but it's also exalted in
it
Cancer. So it's like doing a lot of back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
it's not only opposing Saturn, it's opposing Neptune.
Yeah, because they're conjunct. Hmm.
Yeah, but that
Hmm.
matters actually for you. It does matter because I would say that having that Jupiter in a retrograde, um, so it internalizes the Jupiter in Cancer more. Wow, we just spent time talking about the family and the matriarchy, right?
Hmm.
So that makes sense. And then the kind of like the wounds connected with that, and Jupiter being the ancient ruler of Pisces, and you talking about dad, number 10, also dad, also
Hmm.
authority figure in a person's life. Really interesting.
Yep.
Like, because it all interweaves into each other.
Oh,
So
definitely. Yeah,
you're,
because the 11th house is ruled by Aquarius, right?
it is, it
My
is.
dad's an Aquarius.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Hmm.
Well, for a female who's looking to get into a relationship with a male, they usually suggest that the Jupiter would be the the Jupiter is the male for the female, which is kind of fascinating because then, well,
Where
that's
he at? It's like, I'm
well,
like,
or,
that's what
well,
I'm wondering.
she's like, where
You
is
know,
he at? But
that's
it's
that's but that's what I feel like my chart. I can't figure out my love life because I've just ignored it because I'm like, whatever. I can do everything else and figure it out, but you can't really like control other people and make them fall in love with you. So I'm like, it'll happen when it happens, and it's now 35. I have to freeze my eggs this year, and I'm like, all right, like, something's gotta give. Like,
35. I have to freeze my exes.
serious.
um,
Oh no.
well, this is tricky. Your
Hmm.
love life, it's tricky because it's Venus conjunct Uranus. So it's tricky. Venus would be like your love language, and in your chart, the Venus is actually what I said before is your greater benefic. So it means that through a female or through somebody who has strong feminine energy, even though again it's another mixture of feminine and masculine in a way, because it's Venus conjunct Uranus in Capricorn, material and tangible. You're it Uranus wants fast and quick, and it's all about one night stands. But Capricorn is
It's
not.
never been
It's
me.
the
Yeah,
opposite.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
never been me. It doesn't
Cappy
work.
says, I want for the long haul.
Mhm.
That's Capricorn. So
But I
this
also don't want you to
Uranus,
be like clingy in the beginning. You know, like we gotta, I gotta know you. Like,
well, Uranus is freedom.
hmm.
So your Venus connected to the Uranus, right, says, yeah, I want to do the long term, but at the same time, like you just said, I don't want someone who's going to be clingy
Hmm.
because of that freedom. This is very independent. Venus is very independent conjunct Uranus. So you want it for the long haul, but you want someone who's going to respect boundaries and who's going to give you your freedom. But look, your North Node does suggest that that can be possible because
Hmm.
it's a North Node in Aquarius.
Hmm.
And the ruler of your Aquarius is this Uranus right here. This looks like someone older.
Hmm. Like not me
Now,
older, but the other person. Like I won't be 90 when I meet my
No.
man. Like, I just, if that's the case, I'll accept it. But it's just
No,
because
that's
that's
not
a
what I'm
little,
saying.
okay. No, okay, okay, okay.
I'm talking about the partnership. Who would this person be? Who this, this partnership with Aquarius energy usually suggests somebody that's older and wiser, someone you
Oh,
would look up to. And so it doesn't have to be like tons older, but just someone who's more mature, but yet in the fifth house, they like to have fun.
mhm,
You have a great sense of humor. So, finding somebody who has, who kind of gets your humor will definitely be a big factor. But the Venus there kind of suggests it might be somebody that you meet through somebody else, through a friend, through another prominent feminine energy in your life who can maybe introduce you to that person that you're looking for. Um, because she's your greater benefic. Jupiter is not your greater benefic.
mhm. So
So when
the,
you're looking for the Jupiter to kind of like show up in your life and be like, where's the where's the Shazam that Jupiter is supposed to bring to me?
mhm,
It's not your greater benefic. Even though you do have a Jupiter that's exalted, it doesn't mean it can't bring you some good stuff. But because you have a smart Venus. When I see Venus in Capricorn and in Virgo, I call them smart Venuses. They're always thinking long term, which is great,
mhm,
about the values and building for the long haul. But at the same time, Uranus may make your Venus love language very unique,
mhm.
very unique. So yeah, you're basically saying, well, then I'm gonna wait for that person. And honestly, with Saturn and Neptune in your fifth house of romance, Saturn does make us wait. Saturn asks time. That's Saturn's fee, time.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, does that mean, like you asked before, is it going to be when I'm like 90 years old? That would take more time than I have to give you at this moment
It's all good. I
to look
appreciate
further.
you.
But again, we're here every Saturday. You're more than welcome to email me about the private lives.
Mhm.
You can get in on those, because it's a smaller group, and it's just another option, with schedules and whatnot for people,
Of
because it can be
course.
kind of hectic here on the lives because you
Oh
never know
yeah.
who's next and who's
I
going.
had no idea. Like, I'm
I
like,
know.
is this a real person? Like, this is hello?
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
oh
The
well,
private
thank
lives, I already
you.
know who's going to be there.
Yeah, but
Everything's
it's
arranged in advance. So it's not this kind of as helter skelter, but this is just kind of to give people it's to expose people to astrology. Yeah.
right. Well,
And
I didn't believe it at first, but I mean, the reason why I got into it in the first place was because I had a head injury, and it was really scary. This is why Uranus. You said Uranus is my benefic.
no, Venus is,
Okay, I
but
was
your
like, cause girl,
Venus, but
no, I
but
almost died from a bus. Like, Uranus is
But
not my
your
thing.
Venus is conjunct Uranus. You
Right.
see how
Mm,
close they are together? They kind of function as one. I mean, they're like, look at even by the minutes,
yeah.
45 and 46. So
Hmm.
holy crap, it's sudden, it's quick. Um, and did you just say you almost died by a bus?
Once by a bus, once by a car. What, like literally everything Uranus rules. Like,
Oh,
and on my way because of an audition that I found out online. So it's just like I don't do well with technology. Like, it took me literally like how long until I figured out this stream thing and
yeah.
doohickey. I'm not a true millennial. Like, you're like shouting my
Well,
age.
there's
I'm like,
nothing
oh,
wrong
I
with
guess
that.
everyone knows now. You know,
No, I think we need an infusion of some old school energy,
mhm.
actually, for
Yeah.
real.
I don't
Um,
even have a TV. Like, I can't, I do
oh, good
live
for you.
theater. You know, I do live theater, and I'll go on YouTube and just like poke around to
Yeah,
research because it's fun for me. But
yeah.
the only thing that made me go into astrology was because I was just so like, God forbid any of you ever hit your head. Hopefully it never happens. But it just really, really messes with your entire perspective of who you are, where you are.
Absolutely, it's your whole
You know,
freaking yeah,
your whole identity is shaken. And the only thing I
yeah,
remembered was my own name, my birth date, my social security number, because I'll always be taxed. And it's like, but it's
right.
like that's something that I kept anchoring myself back to. So I started getting into numerology and astrology. And frankly, everything I found out was to help me also figure out how to understand relatives I was not getting along with very well.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
once I unlocked some of those little things, I was like, oh, it's
Yep.
for that and this, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not blaming it because it doesn't
Right.
mean it's like predetermined, but it does definitely lend itself to be a habit for their
And at
life.
least it gives you the understanding
Yeah.
of the dynamics and
Not
what's
that I need
going
more
on.
empathy. Good God, like
And
that grand water trine is enough. It's like,
yeah, speaking of your head injury, look, Mars in
mm-hmm.
Scorpio. Yeah,
Because
that's
Aries,
Mars in
oh, head,
Scorpio.
oh.
Yeah, Mars is the head. It is the body, but specifically the head, and trauma is Scorpio.
Mm-hmm. And I
Yeah.
rose from the dead. And it's like Pluto's. It's like, you're not done.
Well, that's why I said right from the get-go and whenever I see the sun and Pluto trining or conjunct, I'm like, "Oh god, these people, it would take Pluto itself to kill this person."
Yeah. No,
'Cause
everyone lives a very long time in my family, but I don't want.
of course they
Oh my gosh.
do.
Well, this is why I'm just like I'm gonna end up have like 5 husbands, like whatever. And it's like, but maybe one of them will have enough stamina. Who knows? But I know you have a lot of people on your queue. I don't want to take up too much
Yep,
time. I
you can
think we
come
need to
back
get you on.
again. We'll be here
You got
every
it.
Saturday except the last Saturday of every month.
Thanks. And your Venmo and stuff is in your description, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, you can do that. Not a problem.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it. The
Hi,
channel
Gabby.
appreciates
Hi.
it.
Nice to meet you
Yep.
through a screen.
All right. Have a good one. Thank you. Yep. Oh, okay. That just kind of all of a sudden worked. Like all of a sudden it all came together. Every now and then that happens, but I have a feeling like for a chart like that, where her Venus is conjunct her Uranus, it's like a lightning bolt. Like 1 minute it's helter skelter, you don't know what's going on, then all of a sudden, bam, it just is like, oh, this is here. It works or it doesn't. Okay, so Gabriella, we love you. Gabriella was fun, right? She's full of energy and fun, absolutely. Gabriella, you have fans now. She is a riot, right? Right. Um, okay, so is by any chance Nunya still here? Oh, I got Taffy at the door now. Nunya, are you still here? I know Nunya's working, and I can go back to your chart, but Nunya probably like, I'm out of here. Um, so Kiki's here, and yet we never looked at Kiki's chart. Maybe Kiki said I'm passing. Is that what was going on? I don't know. I don't know how all that occurred, but I know. Did you see that chart? Wow. Yeah. That's a whole lot of an energy to contain there, man. Whew. Absolutely. Okay. Yeah, number 13 is an Aries degree. Okay, so I really don't know. At Kiki is here. Okay, so should I do Kiki's chart next then? Let me get that on here. Let me get Kiki up here. Okay, let me do this real quick because Taffy is at the door meowing. She's telling me that she wants in her room. So where did Kiki's digits go? There they are. Kiki said, I'm here. Okay, I clicked on it. Why didn't that open? Let's try it again. There we go. Kiki, and then we got January. India. January 2nd, 1998. And 11:45 a.m. Right? Okay. Oh, thank you. AI. God, I hope I spelled that right. Okay. And have you seen your chart before? I know that sounds like a silly question to a person born in India. I have a friend who was born in India, and she doesn't have her birth chart. Can you believe that shit? Yeah, she doesn't have her birth chart. All right. So this is the chart I have here. Kiki, I have you as an Aries rising at 15 degrees. And a Pisces moon at 4 degrees. Look at the Pisces moons showing up tonight. Did that sound right? I don't know if you want the link, but I'll throw this down in case you want the link because I'm not going to read the chat. Yes, I have. We have a whole. Yeah, I know, right? I know. A whole ceremony for the horoscope analysis. Absolutely. That's why it's. When my friend was like, it wasn't even that she didn't have her horoscope. She didn't even know her birth time. She had to ask her mom what time she was born. Like the family. Anyway, so let me get taffy. Hold on. You waited. Wow. You waited the whole time. You have so much patience. Are you coming up? Okay. Okay, I got a flame over there, so you got to steer clear of that flame. Yeah. Yeah. I know. Come on. Come on over here and get comfy. Keep you away from the flame. Okay? Okay? All right. Is that a good spot? Okay, let me get my email off the screen. Hey, where are you going? This isn't a kiddie playground. I don't have a whole lot of space here for you. There it is. Let me get rid of that. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of annoying. Okay. Alrighty. So Kiki says this is her chart or his chart. I don't know, male, female. Let me see if I can get this other chart on here. Oh, thank you, Taffy. Thank you. Yep. Let's get that other one up here and we'll do a quick look at this. I got to look at this natal chart first. I know, Taffy. I know. All right. So look, guys, you see that? Another Pisces moon. 4 degrees. Oh, conjunct Salacia and Estrella. Oh, this might be tricky right here. So yes, emotions and family and mom energy. Salacia is a lot like Pisces energy, so there can be confusion there. And you've got it. They both at 4 degrees. Family. You got the moon at the moon degree. Whoa. So family, history, ancestry, feminine energy, emotions, 4 degrees, and then Estrella at 5. Estrella is described sometimes like a pit bull. Or I should say that's my word, pit bull, because it doesn't give up when something is over. You know, it won't see that something is done and over with, or it won't see, okay, it's time to move on to the next thing. Pisces is really sensitive energy. Cancer, moon, 4 degrees is also sensitive energy. So this is going to be highly intuitive and empathic. And this is in your 12th house, which can make this really tricky. Oh, you have a 0 degrees 12th house. Okay. It can really make things tricky because sometimes our intuitions, are kind of like dreams and vice versa, whether it's daydreaming, whether it's I get information in dreams, but yeah, it can kind of be, when things are dream-like, it's hard to discern, okay, was that just a dream? Is that a premonition? Is that like a real thing? So, yeah. The other thing too is when we have our moon in the 12th, that means we can kind of be like our home is far away because Pisces is across the pond, right? It's far away. So was mom far away as well? It can also be the hospital energy, of course. 12th house can be institutional hospital energy. Aries on the ascendant, the physical body, the time you were born at the Mercury degree. Okay. Very busy energy, Mercury. So that means that as far as taking actions, maybe you just look like you're someone that's busy. But Aries is usually kind of impulsive, or at least looks impulsive, maybe youthful looking, because Mercury and Aries together, yeah, that mixture, a youthful, maybe you wear glasses. Hey, where are you going? Come here. This cat is a wire biter. I got to keep an eye on her. It's double time. She comes in the room unless she sits still. I got to watch for the candle. I got to watch for the wires. All right, we got a 12-degree Mars up there. I see it. Ooh, damn. You got a Mars in Aquarius. You got Uranus in Aquarius. You got Venus. Holy hell. You are loaded with Aquarius energy. Man. Okay. So you have Uranus at 7, Venus at 2. Venus and Uranus close to each other in Aquarius energy in the 11th house. Astrology. Very different, very unique friends, live streaming, like all this business. You got Mars there. You got Mars conjunct Pallas Athena. She's the strategist. So you can take actions with those strategists. Wow. Even Jupiter at 22 in Aquarius. Holy crap. Wow. What a stellium. I don't think I've ever seen a stellium in Aquarius in anybody's chart before like this. Huge. Freaking huge. Boss energy, independent. Yeah. Very strong in your chart. My God. You even have your sun in Capricorn. Talk about boss energy in your 10th house. Holy crap. These are like the managers, the CEOs. Like these are the bosses, man. And institutional speaks to government. 12 degrees. Wow. Mercury and Saggy. Ah, okay. So the Mercury and Saggy is tricky, isn't it? Hey, where are you going? You going on the floor? You better get away from that candle. Where are you going? Will you get that fuzzy butt? Here, let me turn you around. She loves staring at that candle and she always wants to sniff it. It's not a sniffy candle, remember? It's got flames. So this Mercury, your Mercury's at the Venus degree. That's good. So this could be the courtrooms, lawyer energy, because it's in Saggy and we think Jupiter, judges, but a communicator, a negotiator. Where are you going, kitty cat? Equality, fairness, balance, partnerships, professional partnerships, publishing, writing, speaking, teaching. Yeah. It's in the 9th house. The judicial system. Writing. Mercury's a writer. It's also a speaker. So, wow. This is wild. I mean, the top part of your chart is just like, whew. You've got everything up there on top, and so what happens when we have everything here up on top, right? It's all very external. It's all about what I'm doing out there in the world, right? So yeah. Look at 22 degrees in Taurus on the money, on the house cusp line for the money. 22 boss energy. Good God. What are you doing here in the live stream? You have a wound, Scorpio wound in partnerships, Chiron, a deep, deep vulnerability from the past. Could have to do with communications, but it's deeply bonded energy, can be, you know, it means that in relationships, personal and professional, that relationships that might get mixed, personal and professional, might be a little bit of both sometimes. This wound, um, yeah, peers, coworkers, cousins, neighbors, siblings. There can be some history here where there's some wounds for people that you've either have shared values with, blood bonds, romantic bonds, whatever they end up being. There's like soul history here with those vulnerabilities and those wounds. But it's people you're familiar with for sure. And some of them you may have, considered friends. Siblings. Mercury is sibling energy. Yeah. But yeah, this is also that Mercury degree. So it's kind of interesting to see that connection there. Hey, come here. This person has 29 degrees. Yeah. Cap. They have it. Neptune, 29. The billionaire degree. Government comes up again, right? In Capricorn and Pisces and Neptune. Like that's all that, can be doctors and hospitals, healing institutions. But Cappy is the builder. Material, tangible, building for my long term. And 8 degrees. Oh, the digger can be insurance money for sure. 8 degrees of Scorpio. So excavators, drilling down, the super detective of the Zodiac for a career, research, all that good stuff. Look at even Jupiter at the boss degree. I think I already said Jupiter was there at 22, but at the boss degree, yikes. Well, Lord. Like I said, when people come in, they got all this boss energy. I'm just like, what the hell are you doing here? Like, what's going on? This is for people who are confused, don't know. Who is this? This is Kiki. Oh, yeah, the billionaire. That's right. The billionaire degree, the 29 degree. But look, you see, it's right next to Isis is right there at 0 in Aquarius. So shocks and surprises, unconventional, different. Yeah, unconventional and different. So that Jupiter 22, yeah, that's your greater benefic. Ooh. All right. So I've got a Jupiter. Let me see what I have here with your so for you, your Jupiter midpoint should be a big deal in your chart for you. You know what I mean? Because it's your great benefic, and I saw Jupiter Pluto at 14 in Cappy. Okay, it's conjunct your sun. You have a Jupiter Neptune at 8. Okay. Then you've got the Jupiter Uranus there. You have Jupiter and Saturn institutional energy again comes up, or working overseas or whatnot, but something behind the scenes. Pisces is really creative energy, and that might be what throws a monkey wrench into a lot of your material, tangible stuff, because it's really creative and sensitive. So this might be what makes it all kind of wonky. That's a Virgo degree. So that could be like healthcare for sure then. Or pets and nature, animals. Yep. Jupiter and Saturn is right there. And you got your Saturn in the 12th anyway at 13 at the Aries degree, the physical body. So you've got some Virgo. Pets again comes up. Alternative modalities, alternative healing modalities, and your North Node at 12 degree, more institutional energy. Whoa. Wow. All right. So yeah. Hopefully, Yeah, there's just a lot to unpack in this chart, man. I mean, there is in every chart, but yours is kind of like I think that Pisces, if anything, might cause some tricky stuff with its creative. It's hard to have a career and to make money and a creative side. Things we love and that we really feel good at doing. Um, I mean, sure, I can sell something and make some money, but it's like to have a consistent income, it's a whole different thing altogether. So you're welcome to come back and we can look at it again another time, Kiki. You are welcome. Um, Fascinating chart. Thanks for sharing it. Yeah, another person who's got a 29 degree that they're like, what the hell, man? Show me the money, right? With the 29. Alrighty. You are welcome. Gibson, yeah. Did I say hello to Gibson? Is Gibson? I think I saw Gibson in here. I think someone just said hello to her. So I really have no idea who the hex chart's coming up next. I swear I don't. It's 11:11 as we speak. Oh, is Donna here? She sent me the cutest picture. Do you guys want to see a picture of the baby? Donna, do you want me to show them the picture? If you don't, that's okay. Just adorable though. And looks so good. I mean, really, really. I was really shocked. I was like, whoa, this baby just looks like a ball, like a fireball of energy. I was like, wow. That's great to see. Definitely need more girl bosses. Hell yeah. That's the only way we're gonna get this damn world straight again. Shit. All this goddamn patriarch shit and all the goddamn wars and crap. Freaking God. Insane shit. Oh, happy birthday. Donna says, my birthday is tomorrow. I'm trying to find my dang shoe slid off my foot. So really, I really don't know who's next. Doing well and looks well. Looks well. Yeah. That picture, I was like, holy crap. Yeah, I was shocked. It was so great. Yeah, it was just great. I mean, because his birth chart was looking kind of scary. It really was. Yes. Right. All right, I have to get on track here. I'm reading, and I shouldn't be reading. I got to be finding out who the hell's next. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. Oh, thank you for putting that reminder up there, Lou. Right. The live on YouTube will be back on July 5th. That's right, because next week's live will be private. And if you aren't going to be part of it and you want to be part of it, send me a email. Email's down below. It's limited spaces, so you will not make it for the next Saturday because it's already full. I definitely cap it. But you could get in. I think I have a spot for July open available. There might be one spot left for July. Okay, so Joanna, is Nunya still here? Yeah. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I know it's Joanna, and I do have that was the problem. The chart, his chart wasn't under Nunya. I think it's under Joanna. And I think that's why. And I think when I was asking that person if they had it under a different name, I think the delay was so big that by the time they heard me, I was already moving on to another chart. And that's the trick. Depending upon internet and stuff, sometimes sometimes it just takes a long time to connect the dots. But is Nanya here? She is Moon Feathers here. All right, let me go back and look. Let's see. So, yeah, this is what makes this tricky. You got somebody at work, so when I say, "Hey, are you here?" like they're busy, right? As I'm looking, because Joanna, such a weird thing. I'm going to have to get that chart drawn up again either way, it looks like. I don't understand that. Okay, so Nanya, I came back to your name again, or Joanna, and I'm not seeing you in the chat here. Yeah. So we're going to move on. Next. Thank you, Lou. Drawing momentum. Is drawing momentum? Oh, drawing momentum is available now. All right, great. Well, drawing momentum, let's get you up here. Drawing momentum said, I'm back. I'm done cooking. How'd your chili turn out? You know what I had for the first time this week? Oh, what the hell is it called? Kamut? 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 I don't know how to spell it. It was freaking delicious. I was like, wow, I really enjoy this. I'm looking. Drawing momentum. I got it. That took forever. Well, it felt like forever. Oh, it's taken a long time. The delay, that's why. It's just delay. Okay, let's get this. So drawing momentum, hamburger spices and green chilies. Aha. 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 Okay, I dropped the link for you if you want it, drawing momentum. I can't remember if you use it or not. If you don't worry about it. Let me get your chart up here. What am I looking at? I mean, you were already supposed to play the lottery. Yeah. Oh, that's not good. There we go. I don't know if it's bigger. It always seems like it is, but it isn't. So drawing momentum. Drawing momentum's like waving. All right. Well, I guess drawing momentum's wondering, did I miss my opportunity? You have the North Node right on your Chiron, drawing momentum. Oh, it's pulling off it. That's good. Okay. Well, I mean, hopefully the North Node helped to relieve and release and heal whatever that wound was in the first house, which is self. It might be the head, with something with my appearance even. Chiron in the first, usually something happens to people when they're really small with a Chiron in the first house. And yours is at the 22 degrees. So that suggests Saturn energy, masculine energy, father figure, authority figure, but maybe a bone, a knee, 22 degrees, spine, 22 degrees, like skin. Yeah, head, first house, skin. It could be that. Anyway, I think we already discussed different possibilities once before or something. I could be confusing with somebody else, but either way. Jupiter is about to go into your 5th house, your creative 5th house. It's going to be a little bit, though. Your 5th doesn't begin until 10 degrees, so I'm kind of speeding things up there. Well, let me see what's going on with you and Pluto. I don't know why, but Pluto kind of jumped out. Why is Pluto jumping out for you? Your Mercury. Okay, that's not going to get, that already got touched. What else do you have? Okay, let me look in the other way. 6 degrees, 8-degree moon. Well, that's going to be a little bit of time before Pluto. Maybe you have like a 170 or quincunx in here. Yeah, do you feel like you're going through a change and a transition? I mean, like a deep, powerful change and transition. Not just like, yeah, I got to go change my clothes. I'm talking about, especially with groups energy, right? Groups and friends. And maybe it's just simply the astrology, but for some reason, okay, where's your natal Pluto? How about that? I don't know why. Your Pluto's really driving me nuts right now. Oh, it's in your 7th house. I see why I can't see it. It's covered by vertex. Oh, thank you. That's what's going on. Okay. I can't expand on this, but this is what's going on. So the partnerships and the work, maybe hubby's work, maybe hubby's partnerships, because it's the 7th house. You have the South Node conjunct vertex. Your vertex is at 21. But that South Node represents a release, and it already touched your Uranus energy. Okay. Well, that can be authority figures. That can be whether it's your spouse's boss or maybe the spouse itself, but usually a trigger, something to do with the daily routines and the work. And for some people, sometimes Uranus energy, because it's opposite of the Leo energy, sometimes the health, and it could involve the heart even when we have Uranus in Virgo. Because Virgo's the health and Uranus is the opposite of the sun, technically. So, yeah, I think we even talked about this last time too, though. But now I know at least why Pluto was kind of like yelling at me, because the South Node with the vertex is a person, it's a place, it's an event, like something fated occurs. Usually it's in partnerships because it's the 7th house, but opportunities, like a door may close and then 2 doors open type of thing. So it's definitely a change within partnerships. And because you have a Pluto at 20 degrees, it's deep, it's powerful. Pluto also can represent a release. It is a very good possibility that this got triggered already for you. And maybe you already mentioned this last week, but the Pluto represents, there can be like abuses of power with Pluto because it's got so much power. How many times can we say the word power? But having a partnership with Pluto there is an intense partnership, but there might be like, power struggles even. Because all this is occurring opposite your Chiron. This is a tricky time for you. Yeah, it's all occurring opposite. And it doesn't help that the North Node is right on the wounds, right on the Chiron at 22. And then opposite, you've got Pluto and Uranus there and the vertex. So we got a 21 degrees vertex here. Well, let me see if I can see anything at the cross section of that. Oh, we got Sirius, so that already got triggered because that's at 24. Well, you do have the fourth house cusp line at 19. So these two nodes are going to angle that fourth house cusp line. And so it adds stress and tension to home and career. But again, I think you might already be feeling that because you've got Pluto and the vertex already there. But communications at home, that 19 degrees is a Libra degree, so the partnership energy. And I will say that you have Isis up here. You have a report card, Hygeia, and then you have, oh no, that's at 28. Isis is at 28, so screw that. You have Hygeia here at 16. So yeah, so it talks about the beliefs about my future. And it says, okay, I'm kind of evaluating myself and my beliefs and my future. But yeah, the Libra degree at your midheaven and you have Jupiter there. Well, sometimes law comes up and judges and cases and whatnot, but traveling is also a big one with the Saggy energy. Traveling's a big one. Yeah. Your IC is that fourth house, 19 degrees of Gemini. So this is neighbors, coworkers, siblings, peers. It's very busy energy. Likes to be active, loves learning. And when I say active, it doesn't necessarily mean like, it just means Gemini doesn't like silence. I'm going to have the TV on. I'm going to have sound of some sort going on. The mind likes to be stimulated. But you have it at the degree of balance. You have it at the Libra degree. So that means it's a combination of Venus there. So balance, equality, fairness, control can come in too, though, which can be tricky. That's your IC. That's home. That's the home. But yeah, that's also the scales of justice. What? Okay, so, you also have, okay, look at this. Here, you know what? Let me turn this off. The outer one. Let me turn the outer one off because it's difficult to see it. See, here's your IC, right? Your fourth house cusp line. But look what's here next to the fourth house cusp line. It's the part of fortune, 19 degrees again. So the part of fortune means you may not ideally have what you want, whether it's as a home or, I don't know, neighbors, coworkers, siblings. But the part of fortune is supposed to promise something beneficial. However, I see something shocking. Look at the 12th house, guys. I don't think I saw this last time I looked at your chart, or maybe I did. Look, Venus is up here at 16 in Aquarius and Fortuna at 16. So it's conjunct Venus, Fortuna. And then is that Hermes in there or Pan? That's Hermes in there at 17. So those are together. Venus, money and values, love and desires, 12th house, right? And then we have Fortuna. And Fortuna, it's interesting that you have Fortuna trining Fortune. And I think I have this too in my chart because what it means is that your good fortune down here at 19, this Fortuna represents the highs and lows of your fortune. Fortuna doesn't mean good fortune is coming. It just means your fortune will swing. It will change. And it's in Aquarius, which means sudden shocks and surprises. Somebody younger, possibly somebody older. Venus is involved, feminine energy. Hermes is there. Hermes, I associate Hermes as the ruler of Aquarian energy, as a co-ruler of Aquarius, and it's at 17. Yeah, it's a mixture of Virgo and Leo energy. So it's domestic energy, but Leo likes to take risks. And it's flashy, colorful. Aquarius is fast, like a lightning bolt. So having these three here trining the 4th house cusp line, well, that means you just got to be on your toes. You got to be alert. Like things can switch up and change. They can switch up and change. Oh, and this Mars probably doesn't help that. Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, let me see something. Let me see real quick here. Mars, yeah. Okay, so Mars is your great malefic in your chart. Malefic. Yeah. So what that means is there are times, and doesn't mean it happens all the time, especially if like Mars is if you're in a perfected year with Libra energy, because your Mars is in Libra. This Mars, it can inflame things. It's insignificant one-on-one relationships, possibly partnerships, but it's kind of a wonky trine. It's not really wonky. It's at 22 to your home, into this 19-degree stuff, and even to Sirius, and to all of this stuff that I just mentioned. So this grand air trine that you have, you know what? This kind of talks about what you've described in your life. Like you've got the 29 degrees that don't pay out, right? Or the I think you said the money that's kind of there, but yet you can't touch it type of thing. Like, it's there, but you can't touch it. You don't have access to it, right? Or something like that. And so in a way, this is not identical to that, but it's almost like there's this cake on the table and it looks delicious and, oh, I want that. And so you kind of indulge and you have it. It almost kind of has a Pandora effect in a way, because Mars is your great malefic. I mean, sure, there can be times when it works out really well, but then there can be times because Fortuna is here and it's in Aquarius with Venus, there can be these sudden quick shifts. So maybe there have been times when they've been beneficial, but there may have been times when they haven't been beneficial. Yeah, I don't remember seeing this before in your chart. But yeah, definitely domestic, because these are at the domestic degree, and her Uranus is in Virgo, domestic, and it's at the Pisces degree. It's very much like this. It's what we would call like a mutual reception by degree and sign. You can see it. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not sure why I went there, but oh shit. I just smacked my foot. All right. So, yeah. Yeah, it doesn't sound real great. It sounds like there can be times where it just really sucks. But then other times where you're like, oh, yeah, it turned out right. Man, my foot. Oh, well, that's great. Yeah, I think I saw where you said your kid's a surgeon now or something, or wants to be a surgeon. That's great. Yes, it is tricky. That is so spot on, right? Isn't it? It is tricky navigating the malefic Mars. The ego is the number one thing, I think. Well, I could be wrong. I shouldn't say that. I mean, it is a Mars thing, is the ego, right? What about me and self? But it's that Mars wants to just react really fast, and it's spontaneous and sporadic. So it's almost like an unpredictable thing, Mars. You know, it's like, yeah, it is tricky. It is definitely tricky. Um, there is no Prince Charming. All right, so it's 11:36. Who was next? I'm sorry. I kind of started. I have to stop doing that. I can't go back to the comments and read them, but I feel like I don't know, like I'm supposed to. Oh, I'm supposed to focus on her, whose name is next in line. And I know there's a list here. All right, so we did drawing momentum. Is Alyssa and Angelo here? Hey, Alyssa and Angela, I probably missed you, but hello, hello. Number 13 is She is Moonfeather. She is Moonfeather has been waiting for a long time. Although I don't know oh yeah, I think I did get an email from Moonfeather. And then Donna. Oh, poor Donna. I'm sorry. You're like there's a few people in front of you. We're at 11:37. Well, let's see who's here. A lot of people probably left already though. I mean, it says there's only 10 people left here. So, who's here? If your name is in this list, you got to chime in and let me know you're here. Thank you for the updated list, Lou. That's awesome. If Alyssa or Angelo or Alyssa and Angela, if you're here, you got to say you're here. If you don't say you're here, I'm going to the next name. Matter of fact, she's Moonfeather might have left, and I don't blame her. She waited so long. Yeah, she waited. She was patient, and hopefully, if I don't get you tonight, you'll just come on back. Okay, she is Moonfeather answered. Well, then that's where we're going. Roll call, exactly, right? I know. People walk away and then they'll come back and be like, wait a minute, I'm here. And it's like, well, I'm sorry, but you weren't here when I said, are you here? And I know there's a delay. And for some of us, the delay is longer. I know that too. So I know it makes it tricky. And so all I can say is I apologize. But there are the private lives. That's what the private lives are for. So you don't have to do the waiting and you don't have to do the him and hawing and all that crap. And to me, the private lives can kind of, for those who don't have the patience and who may sometimes, shit gets mixed up on the Starry Night Live. Well, try to do the private one. That way you can get in. All right. So we're going to get this other chart up here for. Let me save this one for Joanna. He emailed me not once, but twice. But it was an hour ago. I'm sure work got busy. Okay. So Moonfeather. Let me get to Moonfeather's chart real quick. And yeah. All right, so Moonfeather is Brooklyn, New York. I love that name, Moonfeather. And we have a June. You just had a birthday? You did. You had a birthday a few days ago. Well, good for you. Happy birthday. Do I have a birth time? I don't see a birth time. I don't see a birth time here. Or am I not reading this properly? I mean, you're telling me what your rising is, but I don't have a birth time. How do I need to know your rising, I have to have a birth time. I'm so sorry, Moon Feather. Do you know your birth time? Because this email doesn't have the birth time. Maybe you just forgot to put it in here. I have Brooklyn, New York, June 18th, 1973, but no time of birth. So if you want to put the birth time in the chat, you can do that. Or let's see. Yeah, I don't see a birth time. Oh, it's unknown. Well, then that means you're not a Pisces rising. I mean, there's 50 chance you could be a Pisces rising. But if you don't know your birth time, you just take a 12. Maybe that's what you're basing it on, a noon chart. Yeah. Well, again, that means you're not really, yeah, that kind of, well, just so that you know, I want you to see this. Now, my luck, my damn software will be giving me problems, but this is the chart I come up with. So, oops, let me get that out of there. This tells me of Virgo rising because I put it at a noon. When you don't know birth time, you put it at 12 noon. But again, you would need a rectification done, a chart rectification done. Mm-hmm. In general, your sun is going to be the same. You know, you're 27 degrees Gemini sun, so learning and the mind, very busy mind. Although you have Saturn not far away from that 27 degree sun. Yeah. And that's all in the 10th. You have a 15-degree Venus, so all your Cancer energy is going to be lit up by Jupiter. You're going to have Jupiter conjunct your South Node. Oh, okay. Partnerships, family, and relationships, Jupiter will be there. South Node can represent a release. It can represent a release. Somebody older. Venus at 15, Mercury at 21. That's the Jupiter degree. Uranus retrograding at 18 in Libra. Partnerships at the Virgo degree, domestic partnerships, work, job, different, unique, independent energy. I can't really read it in terms of houses, though, because this isn't really. You got a Mars in Pisces. You got a 28-degree Mars. That is probably tricky. Oh, Moonfeather picked up the mic. Let me see what Moonfeather has to say. Let's see. Hello, hello.
Peace and blessings. How are you to everyone? Hi.
Oh, you're coming in loud and clear. Awesome.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you are welcome. You are welcome. So, yeah, as far as reading this in terms of looking at the houses, I'm just reading it. I'm just reading the planets because with a noon chart, we don't know if this is we don't know your birth time, and that has everything to do with the houses. Is that
I know.
Yeah. So you would need a rectification, a chart rectification, which means
Mhm.
it's a matter of life events and
Right.
figuring out the life events and like major life events, and then somebody actually tweaking the chart so that it fits the timeline, because your life events, like major life events, you would need their exact dates.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So you
Right.
some people are really good with their history and they can go back and they're like, "Oh yeah, this happened then and then and then." So if you have a mind that can do that, then you have a shot, because
Right.
yeah, the astrologer would be asking you, you kind of got to tell them of like these major life events and when they occurred so that they can kind of tweak it.
Mm.
Yeah, to pinpoint when you were born.
Okay.
Sometimes people, you know, know themselves really well, and so
Right.
they'll describe themselves, and you can kind of tweak it that way. But I mean, I've had people where I will do it for, and sometimes it's tricky. It's tricky because
Yeah, I understand.
I can turn a chart and it can mean something, but then I can turn it another way and it can mean the same thing, even
Same
though the
thing.
planets are in a different house. I mean,
Mhm.
I've seen it 1,000 times.
Mhm.
Or I can look at multiple charts and have it lined up differently, but yet the same meanings come out of it. So it's yeah. But with a 28-degree Mars, to me that's a very, and it's, well, it's in Pisces, not Cancer. I don't know why I was thinking Cancer. It's in Pisces. It's really sensitive, super sensitive energy. It's moon energy.
Mhm.
Pisces is sensitive too. It's more of a spiritual tone to it.
Mhm.
Pisces can also be like the nature, being in nature,
Right.
being one in nature. My body's in nature because you got Pisces with your Mars in the body there. Um, Let me see. See, in a chart like this, I can't tell you what your great benefic is, what your malefic is, because everything has to do with where it's located on a chart. Um, Moon at 27. Huh. That says more mind energy. The moon at 27, and it's in Capricorn. So that might be a helpful indicator, is to figure out what it is that emotionally satisfies you. How do you
Mm.
feel emotionally stable and secure? Um, these
Knowing
are
that
things you would
my
have to answer. Do you know what I'm saying? For me to
Yeah,
be like,
right.
"Oh, we can turn it this way to match that."
Right, right. Well, as you know, whenever I have looked at my chart and I start understanding it little by little, um like my home life is very, very huge in my chart, and I definitely resonate with that. So, the safety of my children, my connection with my children, um my career, money, all of those things, like, they just simple things, like,
Mhm,
also bring me lots of joy as well. I work hard, it's and it resonates so much with, like, my Chinese astrology. I was born in the year of the ox, and when I tell you that, like, I resonate so much with that,
mhm,
because that's exactly what I do. I work so much, and my
mhm,
mind is just like, if I ground myself well,
mhm,
and uh I could, focus really well. I could, tap into um envisioning what I want and focusing, and then achieving that goal,
mhm.
but once I'm distracted, like if I'm distracted with too many things, then
Yeah.
things they get
Yeah.
out of whack. Yeah.
So let me ask you this real quick. I thought in the chat, I could be wrong. Did you, maybe you did it in the email, that's where think I read it, where you said you were a Pisces rising in your email.
That's right. Yes.
Okay, because the
Hmm.
chart that I got on the screen shows you as a Virgo rising.
Really, that's
Oh,
interesting. That's interesting because I don't like Virgos.
well, it's not uncommon for people to not like their own rising sign.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
that's wild.
Yeah.
That's
Because some
wild.
people just they don't recognize that. They don't see
Right.
that as who they are because your rising sign is how other people see you.
See me. Right. Right. Exactly.
Yeah, it's how other people see you. So I'm not saying that this is your birth time. I'm just saying that the astrology teaching is that if we
Yeah.
don't have a birth time, we automatically put you at 12 noon because there's 24
Oh,
hours in a chart. So we put it at the
okay.
halfway point, which would be 12 noon.
Gotcha.
You
Gotcha. All
follow?
right. So that's interesting. Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
So
Abs-
you
and-
so
mhm.
you came up with a Pisces rising by just saying, "But I feel like I'm a Pisces rising." Is that how you
No,
came up with that then?
actually, whenever I punch it in several charts, right? But
Mhm.
like, you go online and you punch
Mhm.
in,
Mhm.
if it says, if your birth time is unknown, just click here. And then when it tells me the time, it's always UTC 0000,
Mhm.
that's the time.
Yeah, because 'cause they're doing a noon hour chart. They're doing
Oh,
because that's an astrology standard. If
really?
we don't
And
know
why the heck
time
does it always come up Pisces rising? That's wild.
well, here's the other thing, Brooklyn, New York. The other thing is that every now and then, sometimes I have my software gets glitchy. Maybe I'm having that moment. I didn't the entire night. Ever had everybody else's charts were accurate, but maybe I'm pulling up, because I've seen it happen where sometimes a weird glitchy thing occurs.
Right.
So that's possible. So the only thing I could do is to create your chart again on a different software, which I can do, but we'll have to do it again on another night,
Right.
because
No, I
there wasn't enough
understand.
time.
Yeah, yeah. This is limited. Right, right. I
Yeah,
understand.
and then we'll look at it again, and I'll see if it comes up with this different birth time, or I'm sorry, with a different chart. Um, I do know that a lot of the free online stuff, lots of folks have great success with it, and your birth location, it's Brooklyn, New
Mhm.
York, so it shouldn't be a problem. It shouldn't be
Mhm.
a problem at all to draw and to have, 'cause there's just some areas in the country where daylight savings times changed at certain
Right.
times, and most of the software online is incorrect with it.
Mm.
That much
Mhm.
I do know. But you're not in one of those areas. Although I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know enough about New York to know if it was ever divided up, but I don't think so. Yeah.
Yeah, nah, yeah. That's probably one of the cities where,
Right.
it is what it is with the
Yeah.
city.
Yes. But there are
Yeah.
some near locations where, yeah, not far apart, they have 3 different timelines. It's like, "Oh, you gotta be kidding me."
Right, right. Mhm.
So,
No, I totally get it.
yeah, so that I could understand, but again, like I said, I didn't think this was gonna be one of those. But
Well,
what's
of course.
interesting
I mean,
about what
that's
I just heard you say earlier was when
right.
you were talking about the focus, which was, when you have the ability to focus, and I'm sorry, Sagittarius is the ability to focus. So what's
Yeah,
fascinating is that this chart gives you Sagittarius in the 3rd house. The
right.
3rd house is the mind. Now
Oh,
it also
wow.
puts Scorpio on that cusp line, but it's mostly Sag that fills, well, I shouldn't say mostly Sag, but you've got 15 degrees of Saggy in the 3rd and 20 degrees of Scorpio in this chart. So, um, but that would be important. One of those key factors of the way your
Right.
mind works, because normally with somebody who has a Mercury and Cancer energy, thinking and communicating, they're going to be a sensitive communicator. But in terms of thinking, right, the
Yeah.
emotions are going to override their thoughts.
Oh my gosh, right.
The
Mhm.
emotions are gonna override the way that they communicate, where sometimes they might not actually be able to form words because the emotions are flooding
Are
in.
just too much, right.
Yeah, and they
Mhm.
can't
Mhm.
find words. Um, and then in learning, that Mercury and water would make it difficult as well.
Mm.
So, but, you have all this Gemini energy too in this chart, and having a sun in Gemini at 27, a Mercury degree, that means you can learn, that you're a communicator, that you
Yes.
express, but it's also scattered energy. It's Gemini.
I know. It's
You're
so true.
multifaceted,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been told I'm a polymath, which I absolutely agree. I know a little bit of everything, and
Yeah.
I'm a really good learner. Like I could take it, but I could take up anything, right?
Yeah.
I could
Yeah.
learn to do the drums, which I have, but then I won't. I'm like, okay, I get bored, and I'm next. I learned this. Okay,
Yeah.
what's the next thing? Yeah,
So,
but
so
what?
let me. So you did just say something interesting. You said I took up drumming. No, that would be physical.
Right.
So you took up something. Is it normally like that? Something physical that you're taking up,
Um,
or is that common? I know
normal.
that was just an example, but
No, no, no. Well, things that I absolutely love to do. I love to travel. I love to travel, so I could drive anywhere. I love to drive. That's physical. I'm really good at that. I'm a tomboy, so I've always rode motorcycles as well. So things like that, I absolutely love, and I could do physically and very well. You
yeah.
know.
So what you're describing almost sounds like I would turn this chart that way a little bit, because it might put some of the Aries energy. It might put Pisces in the 5th and Aries in your 6th.
Hmm.
Yeah. Creativity is the 5th house. Children, you might have Mars and Pisces in the 5th. Children and creativity is the 5th house. Pisces is there. Then that would put very physically active Aries in the 6th. Motorcycles would be the 5th house, like that in
Having
Mars.
fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
having fun with
And
those, and
having
that's
fun. Yep.
it's crazy that you say that because according to my I just turned 52 this past Wednesday, and thank you for the birthday shout outs, guys, in the chat.
Mhm.
I just turned 52, and now I am in my perfection year is the 5th house in Cancer. So I don't know if that ever changes because of I don't know the time now. So I don't know that does that change?
Yeah, that's all
My
gonna change.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, the sign that's perfected won't change, but the location of it will.
Oh, okay. So then the house, what you mean is the house
Yes.
could change?
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it'll
That's
change the
interesting.
house that is perfect. Yep. Because like
That's
this
in,
chart shows
mhm.
Cancer in the 10th and in the 11th. Well, if Cancer was perfected and we get an accurate time, well, good God, you might have Cancer energy, in the 8th house. I don't know,
Right, right.
you
Okay,
know,
I understand.
which would
I
mean
understand.
if Cancer is perfected, then your 8th house is gonna be lit up through the Cancer perfected year.
Right,
Yeah, and
right,
that would definitely make a difference. So, it's just something to play around with.
right. Well, that's interesting. That's so interesting because now I'm like extremely curious now, because it's
Oh,
like,
hell yeah.
you know, yeah, because now that's like, okay, so, because, I've always had this energy that and even when I was growing up and in elementary school and stuff, I was always like I was there, but then I never really did belong. I felt like I never belonged anywhere, but then I was still social and I was friends with everyone, but I was still a loner,
Mhm.
and of course, you break out of that when you get older and stuff. But yeah, I just feel that feeds into that. I feel like, oh my gosh, okay, so then that means like my whole chart could be different from, and I'm just learning about my chart. Like maybe for the past year, learning like little things here and there, picking them up. But I have definitely become, I would say the past 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 years. I would say in the past 4 years, and the reason why I know it's the past 4 years because when my only brother, who was 5 years older than me, ascended in 21, I had a huge spiritual breakthrough. Like I was a whole other person as far as my spiritual beliefs. So I
Mhm.
really tapped into my divine feminine. I tapped into my inner power. I had
Mhm.
like a whole different outlook on my spirituality. And then things really started shifting for me from
Mhm.
that point on. So then, you know, forgot what I was going with that, and that was so Gemini in me. But
Well,
but
that's the big thing with Gemini energy too, is that duality.
right, right. So then we were talking about my chart, and now it's like, oh my gosh, so it could be completely different.
Yeah, it could
And
be.
it could be completely different. So then that's what I'm saying, that it was so
Yep.
exciting. It's exciting because I'm like, oh my,
Yeah,
you
it is
know,
exciting. It is.
mm-hmm,
As long as you're
mm-hmm.
open-minded about it and willing to, take some time to figure it out for yourself, because it's worth it. And it would be a great way for you to learn astrology even more by constantly
Yeah,
searching it
absolutely.
out.
Yeah.
And because it forces you to be more self-aware as well.
Well, yeah, absolutely. No, definitely. That plays a huge
Yeah.
role. And I think that's what's happened to me in these past 4 years
Mhm.
is I've been more aware of, myself, doing shadow work. I had no idea what the hell that was 4 years ago. And it's not fun, but then, you cheer for it afterwards. And you're like, oh, okay, now I understand. So then you make those changes, but then I've realized also that when you really trust in yourself, and I myself, I trust in my intuition.
Yeah.
It's like the energies just take you exactly where you need to go,
Yeah. Yeah, as
and
long as when
mhm,
you're aware and you're paying attention and you're being
mhm.
honest with yourself, like that it can take you far.
Yes, no,
Definitely,
absolutely. Yeah,
it can take you far.
absolutely. Definitely, for sure, for sure.
Alright,
But I
well then,
appreciate it so much.
yeah, no problem. We'll have to do this again another night,
Yeah,
and,
so your links are on your YouTube, right?
yeah, they're right below the live stream. Right
Okay,
below the live
perfect.
stream. Um, there's an email, yeah, there's other links there if you wanna send a gift to the channel or whatever
Yes, definitely,
your hope is to
definitely.
do there, and then, yeah, that's
Absolutely. I appreciate you so much. Thank you
yeah,
so much.
you are
Happy
welcome.
solstice to
Yep.
everyone
Yes,
and happy Cancer season. It's really
yes,
joyous that I've been feeling the energy.
I bet.
It's been really wonderful. Apart from everything that's going on in this world,
I
right?
know, God.
Um, I think this is where we really need to tap in, ground ourselves, and just put out all that positive energy as much as we can to, like, make it shift in a really positive way for everyone.
Yeah, from your lips to God's ears, that's right.
Yes, I know. Absolutely. All right. Well, you have a beautiful night. Thank you
Yes,
so much. So many
you too.
blessings and love to you.
Yes,
Thank
you
you.
too. You're welcome.
All
Alrighty, we're done. We are done. I know we did not get to I know Donna, I saw your email when I flipped back over. Yeah. Um, well, that I will get to you the next time I see you. You could always join us in a private live because I know it's a little wonky here. But happy birthday, Donna. I know your birthday's coming up. Um, yeah. All righty. Let me move this out of the way. I've got too many things on the screen. I'm looking at too much stuff. I'm all over the place. All right, everybody. Hey, Stacy, I didn't even see you. Stacy, you just snuck in at the last minute. What's going on? We're leaving, actually. Thank you, everybody who participated. Thank you for everybody who was patient and waited. We will see you guys back here, not next week, but the following week. And if you want to be a part of the Starry Night Live, the private lives, just go to the email down below and I will communicate with you on how you can be a part of that. It is limited space for sure. And oh, yeah, happy birthday to State. Lots of birthdays, man. All these birthdays. Yes. Yes, Gibson, thank you. Thank you, thank you. And thank you, Lou, for your help tonight. I appreciate it very much. And Donna, yeah, don't worry about it. I will get to you. I can't do it tonight. Yeah. Well, you don't need to send me anything because I didn't get to read your chart. I'll communicate with you through the email. And even Stephanie showed up. Wow. Okay. I didn't see you there. Well, hello to everybody that I didn't get to say hello to. Yes. I hope you guys are having a good night and hope everybody stays sane. And yeah. Come on, Jupiter. Bring the damn good already. All right, everybody. You take care. Thanks for coming to the live stream, and I will see you all next week or the following week, depending upon which one you choose. All right, everybody. Take care. Bye bye.